in Photoshop, and you will have an image similar to this where you have like multiple colors or gradients. But what do you do if you try to select the red? This image I cleared out most of the background already because there was a white at the back. That's no trouble. You could use the magic eraser. Depending on your version of Photoshop, I'm using CC 2017 to do this. You could use your magic eraser just to clear out a single section, just like what I just did right there. However, I mean, I don't really need that part, but Control Z and then put it back to where it was. Selection tool. So because this video is solely sorry, this video will be solely focused on if you need to select certain parts of the image, but your magic wand tool, which is here, normally it's at the quick selection tool. You long press on the quick selection tool, you will see the other option come up, which is the magic wand tool. So select your magic wand tool. A lot of people has this problem. The first time I came across this problem, there was no official, or what would you call it, no workaround to it. A lot of people were saying select the reset the magic wand tool, or it was a whole bunch of other stuff. I did not find anything that told me what exactly to do to get the magic wand tool working again, to the point where you would just select a single color, or it wouldn't be a layer because your layers are over here. So to the right over here, if you're following the mouse. So I had to, like, you know, came into back into Photoshop and search for workarounds myself. So it started to select the color that you select with your magic wand tool, or are similar colors, because this color right here and this color right here are not even the same colors. However, that's good enough because that's the magic of the magic wand tool, so to speak. It selects the color that you clicked on and similar colors that are in the same, I wouldn't say layers, but they're joining together. So anything that joins to your color that you selected would come up, would be selected when you select the magic wand tool, if you get what I mean. So alright, so let's jump into it. Back to move tool. I said the selection further on in the video, but it's not the selection tool, it's the move tool. So you would long press here and then select your magic wand tool. After selecting your magic wand tool, this would be turned off. So when you select a color or a certain color, it would do this. You select this part right here. It would take a while, but it would select everything that the tool seems to be in the same color. I mean, it's good, but you won't always need to do this, or you won't always need this to happen. So let me zoom in a little right there. So it would select everything that looks like the color that you selected. Let me try the next part, try the dark part right here. So I selected right here, and it selected everything that looks like the spot that I selected, which was right here. It selected everything that looks like it. I mean, that's good. Sometimes you might need it to be like that, but majority of the times you won't need to do that. So what you do if that is happening, and as I said, I searched Google because I had an image working on and I didn't need it to be like that. I was wondering if something was turned off, if I accidentally clicked on something or and turned it off, or I accidentally clicked on something and turned it on. So I was searching Google. I didn't really find anything that was the options or the workarounds that I found. They did not really work. Sorry. So what I did, I came back into Photoshop and I started looking around again, and um, there are these options up here. Select mask layers, sample all layers, contiguous, anti-alias, tolerance, point sample. So it was a trial and error until it became a trial and success, so to speak. So I played around with a few of them until I realized what was the problem, and it seemed as if I accidentally turned contiguous off, which was this option. So sample only contiguous pixels. If you hover over the word, if you're using a Mac, it will show you. I don't know if it shows you if you're using a Windows system, but if you're using a Mac system, it will show you. So it said sample all contiguous pixels. And what would you do now is what you would do, sorry, is select contiguous. Then go back to the layer or to the color that you want to exclude from the image, or if you want to cut it without actually going over it with your pen tool, is select the part that you want to include or exclude from your image without using the pen tool to actually cut. Then press what's that part? So you sorry about that. I don't want to really make a mistake, because as I said, the pen tool is a good tool and it can be used for a lot of things. So you would do that, cut around the image, cut around the part that you want or don't want, then right click, make selection. So in this part now, you would just new selection, and then you could actually move it out of the image. You can move the other parts of the image, include it or exclude it. I mean, I would have to do another video on the pen tool because it's a very vital tool as well. So back to the magic wand, because it's a magic wand tool video. So back to the magic wand, you select your contiguous. If it's turned off, select the part of the image that you don't want, because mostly that's what you use the magic wand for. You use it to select parts of images that you wouldn't want, and there you go. It's not selecting every color that looks like the color that you just clicked on. Normally it would do this. If you don't have contiguous turned on, it would do this. If I select here, see, it selected every color that looks like the color that I selected. It even found some colors around these parts that are not visible to the naked eye. It selected a lot of other things that you would not want to be included or excluded from the image. So you would select that without the contiguous turned on. You would select that, then normally you would just press delete to exclude them from the images, and as you would have a lot of things, you would lose detail. I'm gonna try another image. I'm just gonna run through that image though, but say you wouldn't want these parts to go away. This image is heavily pixelated, that's okay. You wouldn't want these parts to go because you would need these things in it to be a part of the artwork or the image, and it would just delete it, and that's not what you want. So Alt Control Z puts everything back to square one. Another example is like, alright, selecting here, search for a few minutes, and it found everything that it thinks you don't want, selected everything that it thinks you don't want, and if you pressed delete, it would just delete a lot of other things that would actually help to make up the artwork or the image. As this part shows, it deleted a part of this high rise right here, this building also. Took out took out a few chunks of these buildings right here, a few of these as well if you look closely. So Control Alt Delete to revert. So as I said, you just turn contiguous on, select parts of the image that you don't want, then press delete. However, if you want to select similar parts of the image, you will just right click, then press similar, then navigate to similar, and then press delete. But this is for people who only want specific parts of images or artworks to be excluded. So hold on to Shift and select the parts that you don't want. Select, keep selecting, keep clicking after holding on to Shift. Select the parts that you want to be excluded from the image. Depends on how good you are with your mouse or with your position of placing your mouse. And then if you're comfortable with your selection process and you don't want anything else to be excluded, you would I'm sorry about that. I thought I missed a few. This part here is small. It's gonna be hard to catch. Oh, caught it. Got him. Alright, so then after you selected what you needed to be excluded from the image, what you would do is right click, then grow, which will give you it will grow your selection to the max selection, to the maximum of the selection. Grow is an option that you can grow multiple times. You can press grow multiple times. Right click, grow, right click, grow, until you think, or until you actually see. It's like the second hand of a clock. You won't actually see it growing, you won't actually see where it's growing to unless you zoom to a specific part of the image. And then it would show you, you would actually see where it's growing to, or where it has grown to. I think that's the right way of saying that. So after growing to your desired what would you call it, growth or growth rate or growth size, then you can press delete. A part of my A right here, it has this was grown outside. I don't actually recall when this happened, but it grew outside of the selection area to the A, so I might lose that, but you can always revert. Option Command A, Z, so Alt Control Z. That's my favorite way of reverting in Photoshop. It actually reverts to where you actually started a process. This part of the image did not get selected. I won't do that because of the length of the video. So we're only doing this part. Then you press delete, and it deletes all of the parts that you thought you didn't need, or you think that you don't need for the artwork or for the image. This works for pictures and all other stuff. This is an image that's going to be used for a shirt, for a t-shirt. I'm actually going to rewrite the word barbershop. So in my case, it's okay, because I'm going to use the eraser tool to actually to actually take this part out. So in my case, it's okay. I only needed to have, I'm gonna put something different here, or I think I need to ask the client what they want there. I don't know if it's salon and barbershop or just the word barbershop, but I'm gonna redo that part. That part, in my case, that part is not 100% necessary. So losing a part of the A wasn't entirely important. All I wanted was this image. I'm going to retrace it, clean it up a little bit, and then I'm going to separate it. So I'm going to separate the blue from the red, because it's a two-color image. It's going to be red and blue. I think that's navy blue. Yeah, it's gonna be this blue and this red. Not this blue, or the grays. The grays are gonna still be there, but everything is going to be in one solid color for this particular image. So that's how you get your magic wand tool to start working again, if you realize that when you started to select again, or you started to select part of an image, and it's selecting everything in a single color, or everything that has the color that you clicked on. It's quite simple actually. What you would do is re-select. It might have been something. In my case, I think it was because of DTF printing why the contiguous was turned off. So I'm inverting. So what you would do is reselect contiguous, and then it would start to select your optional or your selected color or your color of choice, or not using the term color, it would start to select parts of the image that you actually clicked on. So you would contiguous is off right now, so you select red, it would try to pick up all of the shades of red that you selected. So turn contiguous on, select red again, and it will stay in one spot. It won't select every shade of red in the image. Then you could hold shift, and then you can start to select again if you needed certain parts of the reds, certain parts of the whites, certain parts of the blue. It will start to be selective again, because face it, with contiguous off, the magic wand tool is no longer selective. It started to select similar colors to the color that you selected. So it would just do like this. There's an option for that. It's called similar. It's on the grow after right clicking, and then it will just select similar colors. That's with contiguous off. It would select similar colors to the color that you selected. But as I said, most of the time, that is not the case, or that is not what you want. So that's Future Mark Media. We'll be doing a name change in the future. Name will be changed to PrintX. So basically it's PrintX. That's another tip. I hope you found this useful. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next one.